Hello everyone, welcome back to Fortune Lego and week 3 of building the invisible hand. This week I've got a ton of progress up here. As you can see, I've started and finished most of the upper hole for this rear section. And I've done some other stuff at the back. We'll get into that later, but first let's look up here at the front. Right here I've got what I think is the target and control bridge. I know is a target in the old Battlefront 2 for you to destroy. And the top right here, of course this has an interior, so it has to open, and it just splits apart like that. Here's another view of that. This half does that, and the other half goes the other way. Now I'll take you in for a closer look at the hangar. And here's a better look at what it opens up. And you can see right into the hangar bay. The hangar hasn't changed a whole lot since you last saw it, but now there's a door right here and an R2 panel right here from LEGO Star Wars. So if we get R2 right up there, he can activate that panel and call the elevator. Yes, I fit an elevator in here. So if we turn this knob on the bottom of the ship that I'll show you in a minute, the elevator drops down with two very daring Jedi on it. The elevator is very slow, but it's pretty reliable, and it also fits in a small space and covers up the door that it leaves open. Just like that. Now let's see where they go. If we turn the ship around, we can see the Chancellor's jail cell. Or, I'm not sure if I'd really call it a jail cell, but it's where he is held captive by General Grievous. And you can see him down there in his little chair. But more importantly, that's where the elevator comes up. You can see the platform that Anakin and Obi-Wan were standing on. And I can just drop that down. And you can see right through to the hangar bay right there. And if we bring them back up, you can see I fit in the two staircases and the handrail at the top here. This right here is just me testing out some way to open up this back section of the hull. I'm still working on that, so that's why this whole area looks unfinished. I also have the engines over here that are pretty close to being done. The middle one, not so much, but the two big ones on the sides, they're pretty much done. And they both have the engine covers. So when the invisible hand loses power, it can steady itself back in orbit. And there you can see some of the greebling on the outside of the engine. I haven't finished it on the other side yet, but I'll be getting that done pretty soon. So let me show you how the elevator works. Alright, here it is. You can see the gear on the bottom of the ship, and this is what I turn to make the elevator go up and down. And if you look at it at this angle, it's a little dark. Oh, there we go. But you can see a worm gear in there and the gear that it drives up there. So let me drop the elevator down and hopefully you can see how it's attached. You can see the worm gear turning that gear. And there's the linkage that it turns that brings the elevator down. This is actually the door that covers up the hangar bay when the elevator is up. So that comes down all the way to the bottom of the ship. There's a better view of it. And back up to the top. And I'll bring it back down one more time. And if you just keep turning it in one direction, it will just go up and down. It doesn't stop at the bottom. So it doesn't really matter which way you turn it, it'll keep going. And that's most of the major things, but I also added this gear on the outside so that you can close the hangar. So if I just keep turning this gear, you can see the hangar door closing. And if you want to see that mechanism in detail, just check out the first video in this series. That's where I go over the exact mechanics of how the hangar door fits back into such a small space. But that's just about it for this video. There's been a lot of progress, and I took a week off for the holidays, but hopefully I can keep going and finish this relatively soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.